Shamaya, you did it.
STL Music.
Is that good? Welcome back to the show. So listen up, we back in the game. Sweet the league, we got the flame. Motivated to the fullest every single day. We wake up, get it in every way. Right from the 222 and the global inspiration. Swap this sports and top news, no hesitation. Sweet the league is back. We always coming back, that's a fact. Wanna tell them that STL Music, mama, we did it, where we at? Coach Jill in the house with the flow so tight. Every Rebroadcast, we unite, yeah. The best show, Monday through Friday. If this ain't different, they lying. We got the energy. When I say sweep, you say the league. Sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league. San Antonio, let's go. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. San Antonio.
Hi, it's Sherilyn, and you're watching Sweep the League TV. Follow me on Instagram at official Sherilyn for more content.
Hey, it's Rain Fernandez, and you're watching Sweep the League. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and Facebook at Rain Fernandez, Rayne Fernandez.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Manic Monday edition of Sweep the League. Rudy Campos Jr. going to be joined by Vinny Del Negro right there. You can tell Rick from Rick and Morty. Derek Irvin's off tonight. Coach Gio just getting back from his cruise, so he's going to be back on tomorrow night. It's going to be me and only me tonight for you guys here at Sweep the League. We're going to just cover a little bit of NCAA football, a little bit of NFL football. We have a game going on tonight. Right now, the 49ers are taking it to my AFC champion representative, New York Jets. Right now in the third quarter, it is 23-7. Appreciate everybody joining us on tonight here on Sweep the League. Again, we're just going to go ahead and get through some football doings. We'll get into more depth tomorrow when Coach Gio and Derek come back on the show. So tonight's just going to kind of be a quick hitter tonight for you guys. We'll get into some NCAA. Get into some of my thoughts on the NCAA coming up to week 3 as well for the NCAA. Also, my thoughts on the NFL for week 1. Joe Colon is in here. What is going on, Rudy? Let's go. Appreciate it, man. Congratulations to the New England Patriots. Definitely one of the biggest, if not the biggest upset this weekend. Probably the only upset, I think, this weekend that's going on right now for week 1. They ended up beating the Cincinnati Bengals. We're going to get into that right now. Are the Bengals just that bad, or was it just an off day? You know what? I think it was just the Bengals are looking that bad right now. I appreciate you, Tim Gonzalez. Blue Devils, Tar Heels still suck. That's why we're the Tar Heel logo, man. Jacob Eric, sorry I'm late, guys. No excuses. You are not late, man. You are right on time. It's just going to be myself and all you guys hanging out. Hey, we've got a wrestling show. If you guys want to talk a little bit about wrestling, by all means, we can turn this into a wrestling show as well. Again, appreciate everybody joining on the chat. If you want to be a subscriber, we're going to be giving away our NBA 2K. I believe next week. I know the game was released this past week on the 6th of September, but we're going to be giving away a copy of NBA 2K for somebody out there. So definitely be a subscriber to Sweep the League. Just go to our YouTube page and search at Sweep the League TV. So, one thing I do want to kind of get in here, because I've had a couple of people message me. Some people still out without ESPN and ABC. Yeah, that's why I go to YouTube TV, man. That's what I'm using, Tim. Some people reach out to me about a week or so ago. We're going to talk a little life right now. So about a week or so ago, I kind of had posted stuff on social media, you're in a final battle, stuff like that. So appreciate everybody that's reached out to me. A couple of people have reached out a little bit more And I won't get into too much details. It does involve me. It involves people in my life as well. So I will just say I appreciate the prayers. I appreciate everybody checking up on me. We once everything gets squared away, once everything is known, once everything is coming to light, and I have a better idea of things, I will be more than happy to share it with everybody out there. Just it's kind of an inner circle family type of thing right now. So once everything comes to light, I'll be sure to let everybody know about it. But again, appreciate everybody for reaching out and y'all's concern and y'all's prayers. I appreciate everybody like that. I just want to kind of get that off my chest. It's only me tonight, so I figured I'd talk to you guys about that. For everybody that was DMing me, for everybody that's shot me a text message, for everybody that has given me a phone call. Appreciate that. So far, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay so far. Every day is a different day. Every day could be a little bit tougher. Every day could be a little bit easier. It just depends on the day, but we definitely will make it through. Everyone, appreciate everybody for like I said, messaging out to me and reaching out. So I just want to get everybody up to par on that and up to speed on that. So appreciate it, Tim Gonzalez and Jacob Eric. Appreciate you guys. For the prayers. That's all we can do. Is say some prayers, but nonetheless, this first segment is brought to you by MCS General Contracting, best contractors in the business. Hey man, it's a swimming pool, patio, the driveway. You know what? Sometimes you buy a house and the driveway just sucks and you got to have it redone. Call the best. They're going to do it right the first time. They're going to give you 100% satisfaction guarantee. Customer service is outstanding. Chris Leha and the boys are going to take care of you from the moment you meet Chris for a consultation to the moment they clear the lot and they say your job is done. You're going to be satisfied from start to finish. That is MCS General Contracting, proud sponsors of Sweep the League. So you know what? Let's go to get into some college football talk to start off the night here. Got some more. This is Joel. Rafa will be with you, brother. Appreciate that, Joel. Appreciate that very much. Again, I appreciate all the prayers and stuff, man. You know what? Can never get too many prayers, but like I said, once things come to light, I'll be able to share a little bit more. Once I know more, you guys will definitely know more as well. So appreciate everybody. Really on a lighter note, a rabbit appeared in the third quarter of the Duke versus Northwestern game. Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't really seen much of Duke, man, so I can't really speak on that, Tim, but we're getting into some college football. So, of course, the big game of the weekend, obviously, it was Texas. It was Michigan. Texas came in and they just, they laid the beat down. It was 24-3, I believe, at halftime. They ended up beating Michigan 31-12. Texas is by far the best team in the country. They did jump Ohio State. It's no disrespect to Georgia. We've been saying it. I've been saying it since day one before the college football season started. I've picked Texas to actually win the national championship. So far, they're showing it. They're the best team in the country, just in my opinion. I understand there's another team in the SEC and the Georgia Bulldogs that are going to have something to say about it. But if you look at it, Georgia compared to Texas, I'm still taking Texas over the Georgia Bulldogs. No disrespect to Georgia. They are the kings of the SEC right now. But Quinn Ewers is putting up Heisman Trophy numbers. The Longhorns are dominating on both ends of the ball. Everything is clicking. Now, you have to understand something here. Injuries. The only injury that you can probably say they can get away with. Actually, I'll tell you what, there's two. Blue for the running back, Blue from Texas. He got a little banged up. They were able to still control the game. But this year, they can't use an excuse. If Quinn Ewers goes down, you have Arch Manning. So I feel the depth for Texas is there. I feel that on both sides of the ball, they will be a dominant team on both sides of the ball. They showed it against Michigan. Now, Michigan is not the same national championship team that they were last year. They're definitely not, but they are still a very tough team. It was a great win for the Texas Longhorns, a huge win for the Texas Longhorns. They had to go into Ann Arbor, make a statement. This week, they've got a UTSA team coming off a very brutal loss to the Texas State Bobcats, which I have a kind of a statement on that as well, and I'll get into it a little bit here. But for Texas, Quinn Ewers, 246 yards, 3 touchdowns. For Texas on the rushing side, Wingo had a 1 attempt for 55 yards. Helm had 7 receptions, 98 yards for 1 touchdown. All in all, the Texas Longhorns, like I said, they are by far the best team in the country, in my opinion. The Georgia game against Texas is going to be huge for the Longhorns. I'm going to go into a couple of things. Blue had 9 attempts for 22 yards on the ground. Gibson had 10 attempts for 36 yards, 1 touchdown. So they're loaded, but that Georgia game is going to be massive. It's going to be huge. That's going to determine who I feel the number 1 overall seed in college football playoffs will be. I know Texas still has Oklahoma. I know they still have Texas A&M, which renews the rivalry at the end of the year. But the way Texas is playing, I said they may have a hiccup somewhere in there. Could be the Georgia game. And if they do a hiccup against Georgia, they might also have another hiccup with either Oklahoma or possibly Texas A&M at the end of the year. Oklahoma, could be struggling. Texas A&M could be struggling. But when it's a rivalry game, all records are thrown out the door. They're thrown out the window. Texas could be undefeated into going into these games. It doesn't matter. The rivalry between these schools is massive. It's huge. So I'm hoping Texas stays healthy. I'm hoping they continue to go in to each game healthy and they continue to dominate each game. Again, the next game is against UTSA. Now, another game that I was keeping an eye on close this weekend was Troy against Memphis. Of course, Memphis was in that top 3 for the number 12 spot for me. I had 3 teams that I had circled for that 12 spot. Derek Irvin had Liberty. Liberty had a hiccup this past weekend. My 3 teams were UTSA, Memphis, and Texas State. Those were my 3 teams before the season in that order. I'm not lying to you guys. In that order, it was UTSA, Memphis, Texas State. Goodbye, UTSA. They're not making the college football playoffs. That loss against Texas State was enormous. And the way that they lost, it basically just put them out of any type of contention. I figured if UTSA could run the table after Texas, be undefeated going into the Texas game, obviously lose against Texas. I mean, they could win. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen. They could win, but get that loss against Texas, but then run the table. I figured that would have been enough to get UTSA in. UTSA, bye, gone. They're done. Do I put Memphis atop my final 3 on the teams for my 12th spot? I do not. Texas State is number 1 on my Power 3 ranking to get into the college football playoffs. Texas State, they put an ass whooping on UTSA. Let's just call it like it was. It was an ass whooping, 49-10. I mean, McLeod ended up having 309 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pari had 11 attempts, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns rushing. Don, 150 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. They were in control from start to finish. Texas State needs to get a lot of love. And I have a comment on the Texas State thing here in just a minute. Let's get some comments. What's good, guys? Got y'all in the background as I finished up bids. Pour some projects. Yeah, pour some projects. Yeah, man. Appreciate Leha. Hey, MCS General Contracting, proud sponsors of Sweep the League. Appreciate you, Leha, joining us in tonight. It's just me tonight, so you got to put up with my my antics. But shout out to your Saints, man. They I'm gonna say this, Leha. They were expected to win against the Panthers, but they won in a pretty damn dominant fashion. I'm going to get into that here because Olave didn't have a really good game. And that's like, in a game like this, I would have figured Chris Olave would have had a massive, massive game. We're going to get into some Saints talk here. We talk NFL. Did you have Northern Illinois in your bingo card? I did not, but that pretty much, in my opinion, it pretty much eliminates, if not lowers, Notre Dame's chances of getting in to the college football playoffs. Another team that I had in the final 12. So Notre Dame's schedule it's rough. This Northern Illinois loss is huge. Texas made a statement, period. They sure did. Oregon struggled the other night. I am not impressed by Oregon at all. Oregon is a team that is definitely not worthy of a college football playoff appearance. Demolished, definitely. Texas State got Arizona this Thursday night. Yes, I'm going to get into that here in a minute, Tim. We hit them with the wop, wop, wop. I know Yalawe didn't do a damn thing, but Shahid's a beast. So I got to save it for the NFL talk later. I'm going to get you into the NFL talk because New Orleans was one of my winners this past weekend. I'll get into my winners here in just a little bit. But here's the thing. With Texas State dominating UTSA, they go into Thursday's game. This is that game that Texas State has circled. Now, it's not just UTSA. This is that game that Texas State has circled. Why? Because Arizona State has looked good this year. They have looked good. But this is a statement win for Texas State if they can get it. Everybody needs to be glued to ESPN this Thursday. This is the game that's going to separate them. Now, right now, Texas State is not favored. They are underdogs by 1 point. Only 1 point. Not much. It's a pick 'em, basically. But knowing that they are Jim Wacker field at Bobcat Stadium, that's all home field advantage for them right there. So here's this. I understand Northern Illinois has made the top 25. They're the 25th team in the rankings. But if Texas State can get a win, now, does it have to be convincing? In other words, 6 points or more? Is that a convincing win against an Arizona State team? I would say so. I mean, if they put Arizona State on blast and they just annihilate Arizona State, there's no doubt they need to be in the top 25. And then there's no doubt that they need to be talked about as one of those 12 teams in. Because after that, they've got Sam Houston, they've got Troy, they've got Arkansas State, Old Dominion's another team. They've got games. University of Louisiana Monroe. A lot of these teams, people are like, well, they're nobodies. Don't let that fool you. These teams are capable of pulling up upsets. Texas State can run the table. They've got to they've already jumped over the first hurdle. The next hurdle is Arizona State. They get through Arizona State. You're talking about them having to be a top 25 team. They've got to be ranked after an Arizona State win if they do win. But right now, my power 3 rankings basically is what I'm calling them for the last team into the college football playoffs: Texas State, Memphis, goodbye UTSA. So I've only got 2 now. My third team, I mean, you know what? Let's just go ahead and go with Northern Illinois, just because they're ranked 25th right now. But I like Texas State. I like Memphis. Memphis's schedule is nothing to play around with. So that's why I've kind of got Texas State above them. They've got to get through Arizona State. What do you guys think? You think Texas State can pull off the upset again? And I mean, because you got to remember, UTSA had been beating Texas State. Texas State came out, not only did they beat them, they, like Jacob Eric said, they demolished them. They demolished UTSA on a whole nother level. If they can come in Thursday and they beat Arizona State, you got to put them in. You got to start talking about them. There's no doubt about that. I did see one of the big name guys. I don't know if it was CBS Sports, somebody from there. They had Texas State in there playing Texas in the first round. Of course, Texas getting the win, but that would mean Texas would have been a 5th seed or 4th seed. somewhere around there is what I saw. And to me, that's not right. Texas is going to be a number 1 seed. There's no way. As long as they stay healthy, the way they've been playing, they've got to be a number 1 seed. That's just my opinion there. Tim Gonzalez, is this a trap game for Texas State? Do you consider it a trap game? I mean, they're not expected to win, so I really can't call it a trap game. If they were favored to win, it could be a trap game, but I mean, they're not favored to win at all right now. Arizona State's the favorite, so I don't think it's a trap game. It's basically expressing that Arizona State's a favorite. They're expecting Arizona State to win. So no, it's not a trap game for Texas State, but it is a must win. This is a must win. Now, for like I said, if they win by field goal, they barely squeak it by 24-23. It's a win. It's good, but I don't know if that moves the needle for, the board. I don't know if it does for the committee. I don't know if it does. But if they come in and they win by 7, 9, 10 more, that's got to move the needle for the committee, in my opinion. So we're going to see what happens on Thursday night. That game is going to be on ESPN. We're going to do more coverage of that game as soon as Hall of Famer Derek Irvin, Coach Gio will be back tomorrow. Once they come back, we'll do more coverage of a lot of the college football games coming up, including Arizona State and Texas State. When we get back, we're going to talk a little bit more college football and a lot more NFL. Holy cow, who had the Patriots beating the Bengals outside of Joel Cologne, because he did say it, but he said, if I remember correctly, Joel, you said that, they could pull off the upset. Well, damn it, they did pull off the upset. Rudy Campos Jr. will be back. Are you looking for a contracting company that gets the job done right the first time? Look no further than MCS General Contracting. MCS specializes in top quality concrete work, including patios, driveways, foundations, and swimming pools. The team of experts are dedicated to delivering exceptional results and unparalleled customer satisfaction. At MCS General Contracting, they're not just hardworking, they're local. Based in San Antonio, they are committed to building relationships and trust within the community. That's why MCS guarantees your satisfaction. They pride themselves on getting the job done right the first time, every time. So why wait? Contract MCS General Contracting today to schedule your project and experience the difference for yourself. MCS General Contracting. Building a better San Antonio, one project at a time. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League. Howdy from Texas. You've got to be tired of the sizzling electric bills in the Texas heat, right? Well, partner, we've got the solution for you. Introducing Castro & Sons Solar, harnessing the power of the sun to save you some serious cash. Their top-notch solar panels will have you soaking up the savings in no time. Imagine lower electric bills, a reduced carbon footprint, and the satisfaction of going green. Their expert team will take care of everything from installation to maintenance. We're talking hassle-free, worry-free, and stress-free solar solutions. So why wait? Join the solar revolution with Castro & Sons Solar. Let the Texas sun shine bright and your savings shine even brighter. Castro & Sons Solar, empowering your home one sunbeam at a time. Call them today and let's get this solar party started.
Yeah, this for the family. Loyalty, respect, honor. You know what it is. STL music. Let's get it. We the ones, never folded on ourselves, no bluffing. Legacy we building, man, this ain't up for discussion. They wanted us to quit, but we dug in deep. Motivated to the fullest, dreams ain't meant for sleep. On the grind 24/7, no time for rest. We making moves, calculated like a master chess.
All right, welcome back to Sweep the League. Hall of Famer Derek Irvin, Coach Joe will be back tomorrow. It's going to be myself only. Also, a quick announcement, guys. Starting tomorrow, this broadcast, so every broadcast in the evening, or if we record a show during the day, that broadcast is going to be replayed again. So we're basically building our network now. We've got other shows that are coming up as well. We've talked to other people. So our Sweep the League network, our SOTB network that we are creating is expanding. Just so you know. So with all that said, if you get a replay of the evening at 9 o'clock, as we record a show in the morning, you're always going to have something from STL. So that's why we want you to subscribe to our YouTube. Just go to YouTube, search at Sweep the League TV. So sorry, I've got a little trap there, but what I'm trying to say is this: we're going to be broadcasting this show in the morning for you guys. So for all of you guys that don't have an opportunity to catch the entire show tonight, you can turn on Sweep the League in the morning. We're going to be broadcasting live in the morning, Monday through Friday. So you're going to get the previous show. And we may even go live sometimes at a morning show. We don't know, but right now we're going to be broadcasting in the morning. So if you don't make the 9 o'clock p.m. show, we're going to have it replayed again in the morning for you guys. So again, we are building our network. We have other shows that are going to be joining the network. So you're going to get almost a whole sports channel, entertainment channel, pretty much everything that you can think of is going to be coming for Sweep the League. So you got to hit that notification button, man. Be a subscriber to our YouTube channel. We're at over 400 subscribers in just under 4 months. That's a lot for us. About 100 subscribers a month. So we are growing rapidly. It does show. So we're going to be providing as many shows, as much content for you guys as much as possible. But again, we will show replays of the show in the morning. So this show is going to be broadcast tomorrow morning for you guys. If you don't catch it tonight, you don't catch the whole show tonight, catch it in the morning. So Joel Colon, special shout out to the legend James Earl Jones. He passed away today. May he rest in peace. Definitely. One of the toughest losses in entertainment overall is the passing of James Earl Jones. And you're talking about Darth Vader. You're talking about, he was in The Sandlot. James Earl Jones was just in a lot. Field of Dreams. I mean, he was just in a ton of movies. Recently he's been on The Big Bang Theory. He made an appearance on that TV show. Great, tremendous actor, but it was a massive loss for the industry, for nerds all around the world. I mean, the voice of Darth Vader growing up. I mean, Darth Vader is one of my all-time favorite characters. Him and Boba Fett are my two all-time favorite characters in Star Wars, trilogy and all. So James Earl Jones passed away today at the age of 93. So pour one out for James Earl Jones there. I need Derek to take on Colorado performance. I can tell you Colorado's just trashed him. Tried telling you that for a long time. Shadur Sanders is terrible. Deion Sanders is not going to be there at the end of the year. Once Shadur leaves, Deion's gone. He's bolting. They've ruined that program. Did y'all have a replay from Thursday night show last Friday? Yes. So this past Friday, we ended up showing Thursday show. So we weren't able to record a show on Friday. My daughter had a volleyball game Friday night, so I couldn't make it back in town to go live for Sweep the League. So we ran a replay. So that's the thing. No matter what, you're going to get a show in the evening, whether it's live or a replay, but you're also going to get shows in the morning too. You're going to get replay of the evening show for the morning. So you're going to get a lot of Sweep the League if you don't catch everything. So we're trying to do that. Get to 500 and I'll give a USOA. No feelings. Okay, I'll show. There you go, guys. Get to 500. You can join the USOA by getting a t-shirt. No feelings, only chaos. As a matter of fact, I will wear that shirt tomorrow when these guys come back. So definitely appreciate that, Leha. The tribal chief, the head of the table there for the USOA. No feelings, only chaos t-shirt once we get to 500 subscribers. It's going to happen pretty quick here. Once we do our next giveaway, that'll probably be another 60, 70 subscribers easily. Long live King James Earl Jones. Yes, definitely. Louis Luna, La Cocina Taco Truck himself, bear down. Man, Louis, we got a lot to talk about when it comes to the Chicago Bears, and it may not be good stuff. Appreciate you joining us on. So did Texas or Northern Illinois win this past Saturday? If you're wanting to know who my biggest winner is, my biggest winner obviously is Northern Illinois upsetting Notre Dame. That's my biggest winner. But I go with Texas State. I really do. Much respect to the Bobcats. I go with them because they have a better chance of making, in my opinion, that final 12 than Northern Illinois would. So Northern Illinois is the better, win this past weekend, but the biggest winner for me was Texas State over UTSA. I think that sets up this Arizona State game this Thursday. So that's why I say that was the biggest win this weekend, in my opinion, in college football. But real quick to get on the Colorado Nebraska side, we've been trying to tell you about Colorado all year. Colorado's trash, man. They're bad. Travis Hunter is that Lamborghini parked. You see on the memes, you see that Lamborghini parked underneath, the whatever you call that thing, and it's just in a trashy neighborhood, and you have the Lamborghini park. That's Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is the best athlete in college football. He's going to be a Sunday player. He's going to be a Sunday primetime player. There's no doubt about that with Travis Hunter. And it sucks because I saw a video after the game where Shedeur Sanders was basically saying, well, my mind went blank with Nebraska's quarterback. I was like, well, he didn't get sacked at all. Basically not just throwing his offensive line under the bus. It's a terrible look. Then you have Shedeur walking off the field before the game even ends, going back to the locker room. There's no control on this team. None whatsoever. That's why I didn't have them winning anything. I figured 5 wins would probably be what they were calling for. I'm cool with 5 wins in Colorado. No worries. I'm good with that. But that's why I don't see Colorado doing jackass anything this year. To me, it's been a gimmick since day one when Deion took over and walked in and said, I don't need any of you guys. I'm bringing my own guys in. That was the first slap in the face. That was the punch in the gut. Have a good, strong showing last year in the beginning. Everybody's on the Colorado hype bandwagon. Oh, this is great. This is awesome. Gio always goes back, well, they beat a TCU team that was in the college football playoffs. Really, dude? I mean, that TCU team was bad. Yeah, they came off of an appearance, but they lost people, man. They were bad the next year. Can't harp on that. But everybody jumped on the Colorado bandwagon. It was perfect because when everybody jumped on, that's when Deion decided to turn right very quick and knock everybody off and flip the car. That it's happening again. Ooh, they had a week 1 win. Wasn't pretty. They barely squeaked out. Tell Derek, and Derek even agreed. At first, Derek was like, I don't know, but Derek agreed after a while. Nebraska was going to win. They ended up winning. It's not going to look good for the Buffaloes this year, Colorado. If you're expecting them, do they even make a bowl game? Screw everything else. Do they even make a bowl game? You need 6 wins to make a bowl game? Do they even get to 6 wins? It's hard to say. So hard to say if they do. Northern Illinois won $1.4 million as well. Yeah, they got paid big and they won big. Deion came in from Jackson State as a good coach, and now he's just a clown. I don't disagree with that. I won't say he's a clown. I won't go that far. But he came in from Jackson State as a good coach at a different level. At that level of college football, work, fine, success. I get that. But bringing that same mentality into Colorado just doesn't work. It doesn't work. A quarterback, his son, shouldn't be at a press conference throwing his own offensive line under the bus. All last year, the offensive line sucked. The offensive line sucked. The offensive line sucked. Well, go get better players. Recruit. You're doing everything in the transfer portal. Go get better players if they suck that bad. But think about it. Not a lot of people want to play for you because of your attitude, because you only care about 3 players. That's it. If you only care about 3 players and you only hype 3 players, maybe 4, who the hell wants to play for you, especially these days with NIL? Nobody cares. Nobody wants to put up with a coach's bullshit. Nobody does. You don't like to coach? F it. Go somewhere else. That's the best thing they can do. So when Deion came in and took the bull by the horns and basically said, I don't need any of you guys. I got my own guys coming in. That was a big middle finger to them. Now, a lot of people in the program are throwing the middle finger back at Deion. He brought that attitude into the game. They're going to give it right back to him. Texas State versus Colorado. Who are you taking? I will take Texas State every day and twice on Sunday against a Colorado team. Travis Hunter is the only player on Colorado worth talking about. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. He's the only player worth talking about. That's Travis Hunter. He's going to be a primetime player on Sunday. There's no doubt about that. Rudy, are you reminding Cowboy fans it's just one game? No, Jeff, I'm not. Yes, we're going to get into Cowboy talk in just a little bit. Hang on one second. He knows what he is doing. Call him primetime for a reason. Hey, look at us. He knows how to sell his team. He can coach, but remember, we've said it before, not every great player, professional player, is meant to be a head coach. Larry Bird didn't succeed. Magic Johnson didn't succeed. I doubt if Tom Brady was ever a coach that he would succeed. I mean, Deion is just selling Deion and his boys. That's it. Once Shador's gone, I've said it before, Deion's gone. So probably this will be the last year we see Deion on the sidelines. Look at my shades and look at my hat. Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, we really can't even, go into much more on that when it comes to the Colorado game. We've got a couple of games. It's not preview, but we got a couple of games this weekend that we want to circle here. You've got Arizona at Kansas State. That's going to be a good one. It's top 20 battle there. Alabama going to Wisconsin. Alabama has not looked great this season, so maybe circle that right there for one of those key games for Alabama. Arkansas State traveling to Michigan. That should be a no-brainer right there. Michigan should bounce back there. LSU does go into South Carolina, Williams-Brice Stadium. That's going to be not necessarily a trap game, but one game that you've got to keep your eye on. Memphis going to Florida State and Bobby Bowden Field. That's going to be a game that we're going to be talking about all week. Why? Because Memphis is number 2 on my last team in power rankings. This is that one game, that first game that I have circled for Memphis, that if they lose to Florida State, it's an okay loss. I don't have a problem with the loss. But again, it could spell doom because Texas State is also playing another power conference school. So if Texas State can win and convincingly win this Florida State team, if they beat Memphis, that game is massive. It's big. So circle that game. Those 2 games, Texas State, Arizona State, Memphis, Florida State. That's from those two games you got to watch out for. This is my last team in here, number 12. Also, you got Boston College going to Missouri, 24 against number 6. Ball State, Miami, Notre Dame going to Purdue. You have Oregon going to Oregon State at Research Stadium. That's a big game right there. Oregon State's going to play them tough. Don't be surprised if Oregon State almost pulls up that upset. Oregon's been looking terrible all year. Texas A&M going into the swamp against Florida. That's going to be a game to watch right there. A lot of great games this weekend. Utah going into Utah State. Utah's been looking ridiculous, as we've been calling it, for the Big 12 beginning of the season. We have Utah winning the Big 12, but again, against Utah State, this is a game you've got to watch here. A lot of great games coming up this weekend. Ole Miss going into Wake Forest, plus you have UTSA traveling to DKR Stadium, and it's going to be against Texas. That should be right now. Texas is favored by 34.5. I don't really know. I think it might be a little bit more than just 34.5. Colorado going into Colorado State. That's going to be another game to watch right there. There's just a ton of great college football this week. Going into the rankings, the top 5 this week, you've got Georgia, Texas, Ohio State, Alabama, Ole Miss. Those are your top 5 rankings. We'll get into the 6 to 10 for the hell of it: Missouri, Tennessee, Penn State, Oregon, Miami. Out of those 10 teams, Oregon is the team that I would drop out of the top 10, and I would put USC at number 10 while moving Miami up to number 9. That's our college football talk. When we get back, we're going to end the show with some NFL talk. I know Leha's waiting for the NFL talk on the New Orleans Saints. Joel Cologne's waiting for that New England Patriots talk, as well as Jeff Garcia waiting for the Cowboy talk. I'm sure he's a Cowboy fandom there. In the AB poll, do you agree Texas deserved to be ranked in the two number AP? I agree with the ranking. That's fine. They're better than Ohio State. I would actually put them higher. I would put them at number 1. If we're being honest, I would have them ranked higher than Georgia. Just by my own standards, I would have them ranked higher than Georgia. But nonetheless, I'm not disappointed with them at number 2. Brady could never be a coach. Too much of a perfectionist. Exactly. He can't be. That's the problem that we will see. Ducks shouldn't be in top 10. Rudy, I would have put them 14 or 15. What do you think? See, I just said it right now. I would have them probably at number 13. No, I would put them at number 12. I'm fine with that. I would move Miami to 9, USC to 10, Utah to 11, and then I would have Oregon at 12. So that's what it said. You said that if Memphis loses to FSU, it would be an okay loss, but that was before FSU was 0-2. Now it would be a bad loss. No. So you make a great point on that. It would be a bad loss, yes, because they lost to Georgia Tech, who is ranked now. So, golly, that's a good question, Joel. That's a good point you make there. I would say that would be a bad loss by Memphis, but I fully expect Florida State to win this game. They've got to win this game. This is a must-win for Florida State, even though they're not CFP bound. There's no doubt about that. This is a must-win for Florida State. Love the point you made there, Joel. I really love that point. Reason why I say it's an okay loss, it's one of those losses that when you look at the beginning of the season, and I'm sure the committee looked at it, it's one of those losses where it's like, okay, it's expected to happen for Memphis. But you're right, knowing that Florida State is 0-2, now the committee might be looking at like this should be a Memphis win. How bad of a loss? That's what I go back to. Circle that game, circle Texas State, the Texas State Arizona State game, because if Texas State murders Arizona State, puts it on them, and say Memphis barely beats Florida State, ASU's playing a lot better than FSU. That Texas State win holds a lot more water than that Memphis win would. So that's why, again, I say these games are going to be critical right here. Plus, Memphis has a pretty tougher schedule going towards the end of the year. So that's going to be another thing to look at too. As you would say, season already cooked, 100%. They after losing to Texas State, that's their one loss. They're going to lose to Texas. That's 1-2. You still got to play Memphis. I don't have any confidence after the first, after being 1-2 in the beginning of the season. I don't know if I have much confidence in them beating Memphis at this point. Plus, again, you have to remember you have the end of the year where you're playing against Army. Potentially 3 losses, maybe 4. So I would say they're bowl bound. I think UTSA is bowl bound, but definitely not CFP bound. There's no doubt about that. When we get back, we're going to talk NFL. With everybody in here, appreciate everybody joining the chat. Rudy Campos Jr. will be back.
Hey there, sports fans. I'm Ashley, your go-to girl for all things sports here on Sweep the League. Welcome to our daily news reports where we'll be covering the latest updates from the NFL, NBA, WNBA, college sports, and more. We're thrilled to be a part of the rapidly growing Sweep the League network, bringing you fast and fresh news updates every day. Make sure to subscribe to Sweep the League TV on YouTube for even more in-depth analysis and discussions with our amazing team Monday through Friday. Huge thank you to our incredible sponsors in San Antonio for their support. We couldn't do it without you. So let's get started. I'm Ashley, and I'll be sweeping the league for you every day. Stay tuned for the latest sports news and updates.
Spurs fans, are you ready to stay ahead of the game of the San Antonio Spurs with the best coverage in the business? Tune in to Locked On Spurs, the daily podcast that brings you expert analysis, exclusive interviews, and all the latest news and updates for your silver and black. Join Jeff Garcia, the most informative and entertaining host in the game, as he breaks down all Spurs news and notes, interviews the biggest names, and keeps you locked into all things Spurs. From Monday to Friday, get ready to start your day with the best Spurs coverage in the business. Don't miss out on the expert opinions, the hot takes, and the can't-miss guests. Make sure you're locked in with Locked On Spurs. Subscribe to their YouTube channel now and stay ahead of the game all season long. Locked On Spurs. It's the best Spurs coverage in the business. Don't miss out. Hey guys, are you ready for a flavor explosion? Look no further than La Cocina Taco Truck, serving up the best street tacos and quesadillas in New Braunfels. With a 5-star rating and rave reviews, they're not just a taco truck. They are a taste sensation. La Cocina staff is the best in town and pride themselves on making every customer feel like family. Whether you're feeding a crowd or just satisfying your own cravings, they've got you covered because no order is too big or too small for them there. Louis and his staff are all about customer satisfaction, and they love their community. Don't worry, San Antonio friends. They're just a short trip away to New Braunfels. So why wait? Come visit La Cocina Taco Truck today and taste the difference for yourself. That's La Cocina Taco Truck, where every bite is a fiesta. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League. Can you imagine a world where nature meets wellness, where every sip you take nourishes your body and soul? Introducing Special Leaf Tea, a line of 100% natural, ready-to-drink iced teas crafted to boost your immunity and energy. With 4 unique flavors to choose from, as in hibiscus blueberry, tangerine ginger, pomegranate blueberry, or the original, you can indulge in the perfect blend of taste and nutrition. Their teas are carefully crafted with 2 times the antioxidants and no added sugar. They're known to help with blood pressure, hypertension, type 2 diabetes, cholesterol, weight management, and even provide natural energy without caffeine. Join the movement towards natural wellness. Order now at www.specialleaf.com and start sipping your way to a healthier, happier you. Special Leaf Tea. Nature in every sip. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League.
Pops the mastermind, got the team what we need. 5 rings deep, we the dynasty kings. From the Alamo Dome to the banners we bring. Respect the
All right, welcome back to Sweep the League. Hall of Famer Derek Irvin, Coach Joe will be back tomorrow. It's going to be myself tonight, Rudy Campos Jr. And this segment's off. The last segment for the night is going to be brought to you by MCS General Contracting, La Cocina Taco Truck, Special Leaf Tea, Castro Sun Solar, and also shout out to Locked On Spurs, Jeff Garcia's own. Appreciate everybody joining on the chat tonight. We're going to get into some NFL football talk in Yeah, we had a little shout out to James Earl Jones earlier, Jeff. Again, passing of Darth Vader. I mean, terrible, 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 terrible news. Getting that, so I really ruined the day. Like towards the end of the day for me, I was having a rough day already. Didn't really feel too good today, but then seeing that, I was just like, oh man, terrible, terrible, terrible. But nonetheless, James Earl Jones at the age of 93 has passed, and yeah, terrible loss for, like I said, nerd fandom for everyone around. But let's go to get into some NFL talk here. So, you know, NFL Week 1. We have any surprises? Yeah, we had some surprises. I mean, nobody expected the Cardinals to, come close to beating the Bills. I figured it would be a little bit of a surprise, a little bit of a blowout there. But Josh Allen ended up cooking, man, a little bit there. They scored 24 points in the second half. Ended up beating Arizona 34-28. Saints take care of the Panthers. When I say take care of them, they jumped all over them. They started off the first quarter, in the first quarter, 17-0 on the Panthers, ended up winning 47-10. One of the better games of the day. The Texans beat the Colts 29-27. Vikings over the Giants 28-6. Dolphins better than the Jaguars 20-17. Tyreek Hill with the handcuff celebration during the game while being handcuffed before the game. Patriots with the surprise over the Bengals 16-10. Steelers beating the terrible Falcons 18-10. The Bears defense getting the win over Tennessee 24-17. Seahawks better than the Broncos 26-20. You have the Chargers besting the Raiders 22-10. Fights breaking out everywhere in Raider and Charger country. Cowboys beating the Browns 33-17. Buccaneers 37. Commanders 20. Lions coming through at the end in overtime 26-20 over the Rams. Also, previously you had the Chiefs beating the Ravens 27-20. Eagles beating the Packers 34-29. Biggest win over the weekend in the NFL obviously goes to New England Patriots. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they beat Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals 16-10. Jumped out 10-0 at halftime. And is it a matter of the Bengals looking that bad, or did the Patriots really look that good? I'm going to say that I'm not going to lie. The Bengals looked pretty bad. I'm not going to take anything away from the Patriots. Nothing at all. Ramondre Stevenson had 120 yards. He had a touchdown. Jacoby Brissett just did enough to what he had to do for the Patriots to get the win. But I'm going to get the draw. We didn't reinvent the wheel. Just played a mistake. Exactly. He just did enough. Jacoby Brissett took care of the ball. New England did what they had to do. They got the victory. It's a very good, very key win for New England right there. It's a great start to the season. I mean, I had New England as probably one of the top 2 worst teams in the league. Doesn't mean that they really can't, be at that at the end of the season. But I think the Bengals just really looked that bad. There was so much coming into this game for Cincinnati. You had no idea if Jamar Chase was playing. T. Higgins was out. So, I mean, it was already a depleted Bengals team. Jamar Chase ended up playing after all. But again, when you're not practicing, when you have the diva mentality, if you want to get paid, which I understand you want to get paid, but everything just was bad for the Bengals. Let's just put it that way. Getting paid, Dak Prescott, highest paid quarterback, highest paid player in the NFL right now. So kudos to Jerry. I know people are, making fun of that and, here we go, more mediocre seasons. Well, Dak Prescott was the only quarterback out there worthy of signing for the Dallas Cowboys. You're not going to go get one of the other guys, like we mentioned a whole bunch of times. You're not going to go get one of the other guys. Mahomes, Herbert, these guys are not going to be free agents for a very long time. You want to go draft a guy? Go draft a guy. I don't care. But, nah, man. You have to sign Dak Prescott. He's going to give you your best chance to win right now. No talk about your boy, Danny Dimes. I am going to bring up Danny Dimes, and I have an announcement about Danny Dimes here. I was hoping Gio would have been on, but give me a second. I'll get to Danny Dimes. No, dude, the Panthers or Giants will be worse than us. We won't be second last. And that's what I was going to say. I had New England as probably the second worst team in the league. I had the Giants number 1, New England 2. The Panthers, hear me out on this, Joel. I think the Panthers are better than what we saw against New Orleans. I'm just saying that right now. I'm going to give the Panthers till week 2, but I really think the Panthers are better than what we saw than New Orleans against New Orleans in week 1. Give me another week of the Panthers. Let me see. But it could very well be Panthers and Giants being 1 and 2 on the worst teams of the league. So get back to the Danny Dimes thing. So my announcement for, Daniel Jones here. I've gone back and forth with Gio so many times about the Kyler Murray, about, who was the better quarterback? Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones being drafted in that draft class. I've always said that Daniel Jones is better than Kyler Murray. Now, not the better quarterback, in the league. He's not all that. I just felt he would have been the better QB than Kyler Murray coming out of that draft. Well, at 56 minutes here onto the show, I'm going to announce that this is it right here. I am waving the white flag. I am seceding. I am just saying, okay, I give up. Gio, Kyler Murray is the better quarterback over Daniel Jones. I will put Kyler Murray comfortably better than Daniel Jones in that draft class. You one-upped me on that. I'm man enough to admit it. I'm going to get cooked because people will say, well, Rudy, didn't, he backed down. Gio won. Gio owns him. Streets say Gio is the better man. Whatever. I don't care. I am waving the white flag. I'm close to putting Daniel Jones in that Ryan Leaf category, in, the category of what in the hell were you thinking? So that's my announcement. I've waved the white flag. Kyler Murray is the better QB when it comes to that draft class. So Gio, congratulations. You are the man. You are the man when it comes to that draft class only, because let's scroll down a little bit here to your current guy, being Caleb Williams, bear down himself. Caleb Williams, 93 yards passing. One of the news outlets decides to post on Twitter, Caleb Williams is the first quarterback drafted number 1 to win his first opening game as a starter. Are you effing kidding me? The Bears defense won this game. They scored every point with the exception of the field goals, but you can consider field goals special teams, obviously. Caleb Williams did not do anything. Zip, 93 yards. I mean, to give credit to Caleb, because he won his first game as a rookie. He won his first game as a starter. Yada, 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 yada. Gio, your boy Caleb Williams. I got a text message, or I got a post on Twitter earlier about Caleb from Gio. Well, one of his receivers dropped a touchdown pass. One pass, Gio. One pass. Everything else, when he had a wide open Keenan Allen a couple times, so high. Wemby would have had a tougher time catching some of these balls. That's how bad this guy was this weekend. And Louis right. Louis a Bears fan. I give Louis tons of credit. He's a Bears fan. He says, glad we have a good defense. Your defense, it catapulted me to some fantasy football wins this weekend. I picked them up. They have a good defense. They're going to win because of their defense. They're not going to win because of Caleb Williams. There's no way. No way are they winning because of Caleb Williams. So, Gio, I will fight you on the Caleb Williams bandwagon that you're on right now. And Jaden Daniels probably had the most explosive weekend when it came to quarterbacks, but Bo Nix, you cannot say I didn't say you say anything bad about Bo Nix. Bo Nix looks calm, he looks poised, and he looks like he can be the real deal. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I'm taking Bo Nix over your Caleb Williams pick in this draft. Week 2, we have the Seahawks on paper. It looks like a winnable game. I do understand the games are not played on paper, though. We'll get into that a little bit more. The Seahawks did not exactly look great against the Broncos, but we're going to get a little bit into that, man. I mean, it's Geno Smith. Like we mentioned, Geno Smith is Geno Smith. I have no idea half the time what the hell you're going to get from Geno Smith. And Jacob, yeah, I gave Danny Dimes up, man. He's terrible. At least the tailgate was better when DeVito started. Yeah, they need to make a replacement pretty bad in New York. And when I say New York, I would probably be making that call to Phil Simms. Go all the way back. I mean, who else has had more success there? Jeff Hostetler. I mean, you've got other guys that have had. I mean, shit, pull Eli out or call Eli Manning, see if he can play for just one more year. Give him at least a couple of wins. I can't really see them winning very much with Danny Dimes. But real quick, we got to get into some Cowboy talk before we go. Now, Cowboys, hey, I did mention they end up signing Dak, obviously, before the game on Sunday to the highest contract in the NFL right now. So Dak Prescott is the highest paid player. Why did it take so long? Who knows why it took so long? But I'm glad it happened for Dak Prescott. I really, really am. There was no other option when it came to quarterback for Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. I was going to say Chicago Bulls. For the Dallas Cowboys. No other QB, period. Like I mentioned, your Herberts, your Burrows, your Mahomes, your tier 1 QBs were never going to be free agents in the time frame that you needed. You had to go sign Dak Prescott. Does that mean you don't draft a quarterback in this coming draft? No. Go get your quarterback. You're going to have guys like a Cam Ward, a Cam Rising, Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers. I mean, you're going to have guys out there that you can draft and just start working with them. You've got capable QBs out there this year. There's a couple of other guys that when we start talking about collegiate quarterbacks to keep an eye on, we're going to mention those guys. But the Dak signing was huge. Very huge. Again, I don't think you really got a good glimpse of what the Cowboys are going to look like. They're going to probably have some struggles. But against a Browns team that is super duper bad, man. I mean, just a really bad Browns team on the offensive side. I understand. I mean, the offense couldn't get nothing going at all. So let's just say, let's wait another week for Dallas here. I think I'm just glad they finally got the signing. They had to get that signing done for Dak Prescott. So I'm glad that they ended up doing it. They are going up against the New Orleans Saints this coming week. So that would be one for Leha and I believe Elias as a Cowboy fan. So that's going to be a lot of talking back on Twitter and X or whatever you kids are calling it today. New Orleans. I got to get into New Orleans, man, real quick. New Orleans, they were my surprise team for the weekend. They were able to put up a crap load of points, man. The New Orleans Saints now, it is the Panthers. But New Orleans was just lighting up the scoreboard. They're 17 in the first quarter. I think they put up 13 in the second. They added another 7 in the third. They scored in every single quarter. I mean, you're talking Derek Carr had 3 touchdowns. Both top running backs, Kamara and Williams, both had a touchdown. They did everything with a not so great showing from Chris Olave. Rashid Shaheed, Foster Moreau. Jawan Johnson got into it as well, scored a touchdown. Derek Carr looked good. I've been talking a lot of shit about Spencer Rattler, but Derek Carr, he looked really, really good. Really, really good. So shout out to New Orleans. You are my winners for week 1 are the New Orleans Saints. Love the way they look this weekend. They looked dominant again, it was against the Panthers, but they were a very good, very dominant team this weekend. I like New Orleans this past weekend. They're my sweep the league week 1 winners. Outside of the Patriots with the upset, they are my week 1 upset right there. They were my eye-popping shocker right there. But winners of the week 1, shout out to the New Orleans Saints. Sweep the league week 1. Time for the Cowboys to draft someone on the bench with the GoPro. Exactly. They're going to draft a quarterback in this coming draft. There's no doubt about that. Tell me when the Cowboys show up in a real game that counts. That's what I'm saying. You can't really say much when it comes to the Cowboys against the Browns. The Browns defense, I mean, I give the Browns defense credit. I mean, you got to give the Browns defense credit, but at the same time, the Cowboys looked really good. They did look good. I think you saw Dak playing good under poised. They just looked really, really good. They looked really, really good. So we'll see what happens in week 2. Coach Gio, Derek Irvin, Hall of Famer Derek Irvin will be back tomorrow. Appreciate everybody joining us on the chat tonight. Again, just kind of a speed through everything tonight. Let you guys know a little about what's going on. Not really, but again, appreciate everybody with the prayers and the text messages, the DMs, everything. So I appreciate everybody reaching out. Again, once more stuff comes out, I'll definitely let everybody know. But, I can only say what I know. So just, watch out for everybody out there. Be nice, be kind. You never know who might be having a good day, who might be having a bad day. Sometimes, bad days happen. So we just all got to pull through together and remain a family, as we all here are on Sweep the League. We're a family with everybody who's on the show. We're a family with everybody who's off the show. Appreciate all you, buddy, all the people out there that follow us. We're at 400 plus strong on YouTube right now. Continue to share it out. Continue to get some subscribers. We hit 500. Lehan, the boys are going to drop a USOA shirt. And of course, I got to get to it. The Jets are 0-1. Yeah, sorry, man. I mean, they're my AFC pick, so it doesn't look good for the Jets right now. 0-1. F the Jets. F the Jets, Rudy. I know, Joel. I know. F the Jets this week. So, oh well, it happens, man. But nonetheless, appreciate everybody joining on tonight. Look for us tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Again, this show is going to be running tomorrow morning. So if you didn't catch all of it tonight, catch it tomorrow morning. I think it's going to go at 10 or 10:15 is when we go live for the morning show. Well, not live, but we'll do the replay for the morning for those of y'all that want to catch in the morning. So for Derek Irvin, for Coach Gio, for everybody involved to Sweep the League, this is Rudy Campos Jr. Until we sweep the league again, we will see you later, knuckleheads.
Hey there, sports fans. I'm Ashley, your go-to girl for all things sports here on Sweep the League. Welcome to our daily news reports where we'll be covering the latest updates from the NFL, NBA, WNBA, college sports, and more. We're thrilled to be a part of the rapidly growing Sweep the League network, bringing you fast and fresh news updates every day. Make sure to subscribe to Sweep the League TV on YouTube for even more in-depth analysis and discussions with our amazing team Monday through Friday. Huge thank you to our incredible sponsors in San Antonio for their support. We couldn't do it without you. So let's get started. I'm Ashley, and I'll be sweeping the league for you every day. Stay tuned for the latest sports news and updates.
Enjoying Sweep the League TV? Don't keep it to yourself. Share with friends and let them join the fun.
Yeah, this for the family. Loyalty, respect, honor. You know what it is. STL music. Let's get it. We the ones, never folded on ourselves, no bluffing. Legacy we building, man, this ain't up for discussion. They wanted us to quit, but we dug in deep. Motivated to the fullest, dreams ain't meant for sleep. On the grind 24/7, no time for rest. We making moves, calculated like a master.